going to show you the latest rebuild for a Harley-Davidson SS250 after the season of probably putting about 500 to 600 miles on bike. I figured it was probably time to rebuild it. It's been about 30 years since the case was cracked open, and many where we actually are riding it, I want to make sure everything's all situated all properly. You know, new seals, make sure the bearings are good. You know, and I did happen to check, especially like the main seals, especially on a two-stroke, you want to make sure that your seals are in good shape, because if you have an air leak on one of your seals, you can easily lean out your mixture and hole a piston. And especially with the SS250, SX250s, the pistons are starting to get a little more uncommon. I know it's very hard to find a standard blue piston. They're color-coded, you know, regarding like sizes, oversize, and whatnot. And Moto Italia and Charleston, they don't have like the standard oversize. They do have the little bit bigger oversized pistons. So you can still get them, but they're not as cheap as like, you know, the 175 or 125 pistons, which you can even still get like aftermarket Wiseco's. So that's why keeping your pistons intact is so important on these bikes. So I have torn down the engine. It probably took me maybe an hour to get it out of the bike. I'll show you it right here. Yeah, there it is. You can see there's no engine in it anymore. Yep, there's a 76 SS250 that you had to see another video that I made of it. But yeah, it's got brand new tires on it, Avon Speedmaster tires, you know, and hopefully I'm going to be reverting it back to the stock 76 tail lamp. See, I got the European tail light instead of the Harley-Davidson tail light that you saw in the video. It has the Harley turn signals in the front, but hopefully get it back to stock. It's really starting to get some nice patina on it, so I'm going to be keeping it stock. So anyways, let's put it back over here again, and I'll unveil the cracked open engine. Like I said, it took about an hour, if that, to extricate the engine actually out of the frame, and probably, oh gosh, I don't know how long to get it down to this. You can see I got the piston. Here's the stock SS piston. Here's the small end bearing. As you can see, I ran it lean one time. Actually, this season, this is an NOS piston. I put this in the beginning of the season. And after we seized the Cagiva SST250, I couldn't find rings for it. But yeah, I bought this one off of eBay. It was unknown if it was a 250 piston. I opened it up, and sure enough, it was a blue piston. So, needless to say, it was an NOS. Put it in, and my air box popped out over the summer. And actually, the air filter element, because I had the stock air box in there. And I ran it season. All of a sudden, the exhaust just got really throaty, and I started hearing the intake just roar. I should have stopped, but I rode for about 3 miles, took it out, pulled out the plug on the side of the road. It was white as a ghost, and I readjusted the air filter, put it back in, and then it was quieted up. But then all of a sudden I had when the engine was running, it would go tick, 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 a little bit of ticking. And if you see in my other video on my channel, when I first seized it, I took the cylinder head off, and then wiggled the piston. You can see how much play it is. But yeah, so you can see the scoring there. This is on the front of the piston, a little bit on the back of the piston. It ran good. It had an excellent compression. My gosh, this thing, it ran great. But I didn't feel like this, having this implode on me, So, well, this one's gonna be trash can. Well, maybe not trash can, but it's gonna be relegated to a bench weight. So, yeah. So I'm gonna be getting a new piston from Moto Italia. So we got the cases here. The plan is to get the Moto Italia piston, new old stock piston, and send this original cylinder, which is the original cylinder for the bike. I had put the standard one. This has a chrome bore. The Armaki's had a chrome bore, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a NOS piston and have US Nikon, which fortunately for me, I am in US Nikon's home city of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. So I can I can just drive right over and drop off the cylinder. But what they can do is they can take a piston, they'll bore this out and put Nikasil, which is much better than the chrome bore, and they can machine and plate the cylinder for that specific piston. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to probably bead blast the cylinder with my blasting cabinet, send it over there, have it get all cleaned up, have it re-Nikasiled, and get it fitted for that NOS piston I'm going to be ordering shortly. So, and yeah, we'll just tear apart the cases like I got partially done right now, and then she should be ready for the season. So I'll show you the cases here. Let's get the camera right here. There we go. We got the SS250 cases. SS and SX are identical. Clutch cover. Everything's looking pretty good. I mean, the engine has about, I don't know, probably 14,000 miles on it. Shifter fork, clutch. Clutch is good. I had redone it. I had some warp plates last season, but it's working perfectly now. Flip up the cases. See, these things are so light, I was able to just lift the engine right out. So you see here, some people notice that this is not an Aramaki rod. Oh, wrong side. Let's see here. See those words? Hey, what does that say? Cagiva, huh? Cagiva parts in Aramaki, yeah. Some guys probably know this, but some probably don't. Back after Harley-Davidson sold Aramaki, Cagiva bought them. And Cagiva continued to have the Factory Varese, Aramaki factory, make the bikes, except underneath the Aramaki name. They did improve a few things on them, like they improved the clutch actuator, where it says the ball and ramp style. The other one had a lever on the side, and then that would push down on the clutch. But yeah, this is Harley-Davidson ball and ramp style. Yeah, see how that works. But a lot of the parts interchange. Like this, when my dad had the bottom end redone in the early 80s, he had the Cagiva SST 250 again in the early 80s, when Aramaki parts, actually Harley-Davidson official parts, they were getting hard to find. That was before like guys in Moto Italia had bought all the old stock, but you could still get Cagiva parts. So it's got a Cagiva SST 250 rod in it. Same exact size, same exact rod basically, except with a Cagiva name on it. But yeah, everything's looking in pretty darn good shape. Yeah, nothing really too worn. When I did drain the oil out, I did find a little bit of sparkliness to it, lack of a better term. So I'll have to check out, see what's actually worn inside. I mean, the engine does have 13,000 miles, so it isn't a spring chicken, but it's turning out pretty nice. So I'll have to check it out, see what's making those metal shavings. But so I'm guessing, I don't know, could be a bearing, could be anything really, but I'll check everything, get a lupe on all the bearings and check to see if they're galling anywhere, or anything simple like that. But it was having a few, gosh, it was probably having a few, I'd have it every once in a while where I'd get a false neutral in between 4th and 5th. You know, shift from 4th, and then he would get it in 5th, and probably not the best thing in the world. So I'll have to check the shifter drum, shifter forks, and make sure those aren't getting worn, because that can cause a false neutral. So other than that, it ran really good over the summer. I took it on, one day I took it up to Green Bay, which is about, I don't know, like 60 miles one way, and took it there and back, took it to the Rocker Box in Milwaukee in July, and it ran perfect. It just, gee whiz, I rode it to baseball games, all sorts of stuff. So it's been pretty dead reliable. So yeah, it's got also parts in the basket. There's all the chassis parts, like counter shaft sprocket. Got the ignition rotor, the Donzi ignition in here. Head gasket. Let's see here. Head, side cover, piston, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, it'll be interesting to get this thing rolling again. I'll be getting a new chain. The old chain was completely shot. Oh gosh, this thing is bad. Let's see if I can pull this up. Here's the old chain. See how floppy it is, and all that play. Haha. Let's see if we can get this. Here, and just. I don't know. There, that's a good picture to play. This thing is completely shot. You can see how much it's curling just by me lifting it up. It's shot, completely shot. This is, I think it's a second chain. I think if my father told me correctly. So I'll be getting one of those from Moto Italia too. There's a shot of the Japanese regulator rectifier to replace the defective Dancy that doesn't have a heat sink. That's one thing I'll criticize the Italians for. Especially the Dancy, it didn't have a heat sink on it, so the stock regulator rectifiers cooked themselves pretty easily. But we used the Japanese, Nippon Densels, and they work perfect. One of those little functionality things that you do just to make it, more reliable. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, other than it's getting colder out. It's not as easy to ride. Motorcycle. I did take my Honda Sabre out this Monday, the 26th. Sorry, and I think that's what it was. Yeah, and I took it out. It was probably mid-30s, upper 40s, and I was able to take my Sabre out. But the ST, our street tracker, that's been shelved for a little bit because it's just getting too cold, and I don't really want to fling salt on it, even if there isn't any slush or snow on the ground. But yeah, I did ride the ST not too long ago, and I put a number 200 Dell'Orto jet and a 32mm carb we got on it right now. And I had bought several different jets for it. And I put the biggest one in, and it did run rich, but it ran better than what it was when I had the 180 in it, which was then running too lean. So I think I'll find a middle ground, probably 190, 195, I think. But that's another project, but it's fun working on these old Italian motorcycles. It's really nice. I mean, the SS250 is a charm to ride when it's just average summer day. 45 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, just kind of putting along the roads. That's really what it's good for. And it's really fun. But yeah, so that's an update on my project, and hopefully I'll get a video when I get the cylinder back from US Nikon. But so I want to see this. See ya. Bye.